Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Intuitive Queens from your host, Mara Marchesi, aka the Intuition Queen. Happy New Year! This is my first episode of 2025, and it's also gonna be the last episode of this season, season 3. And before I go ahead, I want to say a big thank you to everybody that has been listening and watching this podcast and anyone that has joined recently, or every one of you that have been following me from the very beginning. For this last episode, I wanted to talk to you about the energy coming through in this new year, because there is a lot going on. I'm having all kind of conversations, and I want to dive deeper and help you to navigate this beginning of the year. So one of the things that I hear a lot of people saying when the new year starts is that this desire to start new project, clear out everything and start anew. For me, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm able to do that. Normally, the new year, yes, it does have an energetic shift. We all feel okay last year, if especially if things have not gone the way we wanted to, we do feel like, okay, that year is over. Now let's start something new. Let's bring in some better energy. However, there isn't that clear cut shift in all of us. And of course, that depends on what's going on in your life and a lot of different things. So every year is different. I know for me that while some years I feel more energetic, the majority of the time, this for me, it's the middle of the year. I feel that for me, the year really starts with the solar year, and therefore in March. That's when I start to feel the energies really start to ramping up. I feel more creative. I feel more inclined to do different things. And I really do feel like a shift from the winter releasing and spring coming and all the new starts. But that's me, that's energetically me. It's not the same for everybody. But if you are feeling like the pressure of having to create something, having to set intentions, I'm here to say just allow yourself to listen to what's going on with you in your life, what does your body want you to do, because we're all so different, and we really should just listen to ourselves and not very much to what people say we should be doing because it's January New Year. So this is what I want to dive deeper a little bit, because this year is a new incredible year. For have been having a lot of conversations, and I know also for myself, last year has been intense in a positive and in a negative way, and there is a reason for it. Last year was a year 8, and in the numerology, the year 8 is always about uh, a lot of inner work, a lot of preparation towards what's coming. And so if you have not been authentic, if you're not been listening to your intuition, if you've been walking towards your future with blindfolded on and things like that, it probably has been a difficult year. If you've been doing work, maybe things have come through that have been painful to see or painful to understand. And if this has happened to you, it's all been because you needed to release this. Last year was a year where we were often confronted with all the patterns that we keep on repeating, and last year was really the year where we were put in front of the lessons that we needed to learn in order for us to kind of release them really for good, which is not always that easy. A lot of us have been feeling like the last few months of the year have been really difficult, and a lot of fears have popped up, a lot of situations have come back again. I'm having these conversations with clients and friends and fellow coaches, and I feel this is because we needed to clear those. In color therapy, the year 8 is related to the color magenta, and the color magenta is all about connecting to our past, connecting to our ancestors, connecting to our past lives, and really look into all of those areas and release what it's holding us back. It's a color that wants us to do inner work, basically. And I feel that this is also what the meaning of last year was for all of us. A lot of people have had to start doing some deep healing work to release some old patterns that kept on repeating. There were big lessons that we all had to learn. I know that that was the same for me. I actually thought at the beginning of the year, I was like, oh, this is the year where I finally break through and finally get all of the things that I've been working on towards. And instead, I was confronted with, again, some of the things that, some patterns that I've been working on releasing over the years. But they had to be put in front of my face in a different kind of way in order for me to see it. And I feel like I've got towards the end of the year where I was like, oh my God, how did I not see this before? But this is what one thing that I say to my clients all the time. We do the work, and as we do the work, we start to learn things, we start to understand things, and there's always a layer more we can go into. And it's kind of like if we play a game, a video game, and there is always a level. We finish a level, we go up to a new level, to a more difficult level. This is how inner work works, and this is there for us so that we can release and we can face different things, and we can face bigger things, not because we need to always face struggles and difficulties, but we're more prepared, we're more resilient, we're stronger, we're more confident, we know ourselves better. And so we stop doing those things that might hold us back, and we stop being reactive, we stop responding to things that don't need to be responded to, and we start really conducting our life and ourselves in a way that is more aligned to who we are. So I feel that 2024 was really the year that we'll be pushed to look at all of those things, whatever that is, in all areas of our lives. We all have specific patterns that we need to work on throughout our lives. We all have specific fears we need to work on to release. And so as we move to the next level, those fears, those patterns are going to come back again. And the more we do the work, the less intense those lessons and those situations are. So I feel that 2024 was really this. We needed to stay more connected to ourselves, stay connected to our ancestors, and really understand what were the messages that were being sent to us so that we could move forward and take action in a more aligned way. And I'm really curious to hear from you if this is what you've been feeling. Maybe 2024 was the best year for you and there were no challenges, and I applaud you and I'm happy for you. But because I feel that so many people um, I had contact with over the last year have gone through some sort of awakening, a dark night of the soul, and are coming out of this deep understanding of self. I feel this was for the majority of us, this was the energy of last year. So we're moving into 2025. In 2025, in numerology, is a year 9, which means that it's a year of ending and new beginnings. It's a year of abundance. It's a year of completion. And that's the same energy of the color gold, which is related to the number 9. And the color gold is about abundance. It's about unity between the feminine and the masculine energy. It's the color of balance. And it really feels to me that last year has been preparing us to release all of the things we no longer need, all of the fears that we keep on holding on to, so that we can expand this year. We can really start to spread our wings in a way that is more freeing, in a way that is coming from a deeper space within ourselves, a space that we probably didn't know we were so connected with. I've personally, this is from summer actually. I've always been very much connected to the angels, but as summer of last year started to come through, I started feeling this desire to work with them more. And then December particularly has been a month where I really, really felt like a deep, deep connection with the angels, and like my intuition has deepened and my trust has deepened, and as if everything that I've been doing and everything that I've been saying now finally is being embodied. And I know this is happening to a lot of you because I've had clients reaching out telling me, oh my God, Mara, my gifts have just taken a different level. And I loved having these conversations with my clients, but this is generally something that is shifting energetically for all of us. So you will probably be feeling right now, you're probably feeling right now like your intuition is very much on point. You feel a lot more. Everything around you start to feel very much connected. You start to connect a lot of different dots that you weren't able to do before. Some of your gifts might be popping through. And you know, this podcast is all about helping you help sharing stories of people that have allowed their spiritual gift to come through and to really take shape and help them to build their lives. So if any of the guests that I've had this year or in the past seasons has connected with you for what they've said, I really encourage you to go back and re-listen to the episode and really connect more and really figure out what exactly have you connected with. Maybe it was one episode with me, a solo episode, or maybe it was one of my guests, but there is always something we feel connected with. Sometimes it's just about a glimpse and we thought, oh my God, this is makes so much sense for me, or I really like what this person is doing. I really feel connected to this. But that doesn't mean that for us it really clicks straight away. Like as I said, I've been feeling very much connected to the angels, and in this season of the podcast, I had a few people working with the angels, which I never had before. And as I was reading more about them, I learned they're very much connected to colors. And I do color therapy. I am the color therapy expert here, and it now makes a lot of sense. This has probably been always one of my connections. They have always been my spirit guides. And I know that, for example, Archangel Michael has always been on my side. Every time I've had sessions with psychics, it has always popped up. But I just felt like, oh, okay, fine, he's one of my guides. And now I can see how this is going deeper, how I am being asked to connect more with what my gifts are and to allow them to expand. And this is one of the reasons why I am also taking a break from pretty much everything. And this is the reason why this episode is the last one, is because I am feeling so many things emerging right now that I need to stay quiet. And I normally take action straight away, but there's something within me that is saying no. Like informations are being given to you slowly, so it's not time for you to act upon anything. It's just about allowing them to sink in and understanding how you can put all of them together and then come back. So this is where I'm at right now, beginning of the year. And that's something that I've heard other people saying. They feel like there is a lot of pressure right now. A lot of fears are really popping up. So if you are in deep fear right now, allow that fear to come through and allow that fear to tell you exactly what you need to look at. Because the deepest fears that we have are only there to tell us, hey, look, this thing is still holding on into your body. Maybe it's something that happened in childhood, maybe it's something that happened when you were adolescent or whenever there, but we all have it, and we all are afraid to be seen and be rejected, not being loved, not being good enough. There is so much that we hold on to. And as we progress and we move forward, those things start to pop up because we're ready to deal with them. So if you're feeling like stuck or things are not really working right now, there is a lot of fear popping up, stay with it and ask yourself and ask your intuition, ask your guides to tell you what exactly do you need to know about this? What do you need to do about this? Why are those emotions and fears popping up right now? And try to let go what your mind thinks you should be doing. Because this is one of the things that we all, that's how we stop ourselves from releasing and emerging and expanding. We follow our mind that says it's the beginning of the year, you need to start working on this, that. If you don't do this, this is not going to happen by the time you want it to happen. And then we start to have fears, we start to have feelings and emotions that hold us back. And then we start to feel upset with ourselves. We start to feel overwhelmed and we do nothing. And then maybe we take action, but we take action based on those feelings. When we take action based on those feelings, what we manifest has that base. And so you manifest something for sure, because we're always, manifesting. But what are you manifesting? Where are you manifesting from? Are you manifesting from a space of peace, or are you manifesting from a space of fear and lack? So I really want you to tune into yourself and ask yourself where you're at and what do you need right now. And then if you're ready to move forward, because everything is going actually very well and you are on the roll and you have a lot of energy, and this is all good, please go ahead. And you have a lot of tools in the podcast as well where you can take action, how to tune into your future self and allow your dreams to come through quicker. Do what you need to do. But if you're feeling in this space of a little bit lost, a little bit confused, a little bit stuck or fearful, then allow all of those emotions to come through and see where they want to take you. Because when they come through, it's just because they're really asking you, please release us. And look, I've done so much work on my biggest fears, particularly 2, 3 years ago when I was in Italy. And I really felt like there was no end at the beginning when I started that journey. And then when I went through it and I came out on the other side, the amount of liberation and strength that I felt within me was incredible. I never felt that. So if this is where you're at, please allow yourself to stay within and allow things to come. And if you need guidance, if you need someone to guide you through the process, I am still working this year. I'm taking a break from social media, podcasts, everything that is distracting me. But my 12 weeks program, The Courage to Be Yourself, is still active and you can still sign up for it. And I really help you to move through all of those phases of your life so that you can live authentically and you can live based on your values. You can really trust yourself, you can trust your intuition, and you can really tune into your self-worth and be confident and take action based on you feeling self-secure within yourself and safe within yourself, no matter what happens around you, no matter how things are going. And from that space, everything that you do, it's going to be a manifestation of a higher energy, and your desires are going to actually happen. And so what I really love doing is helping my clients release all of those fears that are holding them back, and really tune into the unconscious part of ourself, subconscious part of ourself, conscious part, and really look at a bigger picture. So where are all those fears coming from? What do you need to learn? What do you need to release? And how can you expand and really shine that light in order for you to no longer be afraid of the people around you if they're not supporting you, if they're talking behind your back, if they're jealous of you, and really start to attract people that are loving you, supporting you, and really want the best for you. And so that for your life, personal life and private life, whatever it is that you want to create, when you start to do inner work and you start to release all of the things that, all of the mechanisms that are working behind the scenes without you even knowing, and you start to tune into yourself and your higher self and where you really should be going towards, everything shifts and everything gets better. But of course, before that gets better, you need to go and look at those things. So the beginning might not be that pleasant, depending where you're at, depending on how where you are. But when you come out of those 12 weeks program, then I can promise you, you're going to be a different person. And if you want to learn a little bit more, there is a podcast episode with my client explaining the journey of working with me. She worked with me for more than 12 weeks, but how the how she felt more confident, and she realized so much more about herself and her spiritual gifts, and how she's conducting her life in a way that she never thought she could. I'll leave the link in the show notes if you want to check it out. I really hope this inspires you a little. Uh, so if you are in this space, know that we are being moved through some sort of awakening, all of us on a collective level. There is so much energy. So you might be feeling and seeing, I mean, we're seeing this globally, a lot of darkness. And it's only because we need to look at our darkness part. So what's going on within you that feels heavy? What's going on within you that feels like no longer needs to be there? Because this is what happened. As we move through our lives, we might have something heavy within, but because our vibration is lower, because our understanding of how who we are and our energy is not so open, we can still carry that on. As we move forward, we start to open up and we start to release and we start to tune into our light. Those heavy things are in us, within us, because of past experiences, because of the way we think, and all of those patterns that we start to accumulate as from childhood moving on, start to kind of not be so easy to carry on. That they start to become very uncomfortable, and as we move forward, they become more and more uncomfortable. And this is only because you need to start looking at this discomfort so that you can release this baggage, because this baggage is making you feel heavy, is making you feel, is slowing you down. um, and so if that's where you feel you're at, I really encourage you to sit with yourself for a little bit. If you can meditate, meditate, but even just sit with yourself in silence and ask yourself questions. Ask these feeling questions and allow your intuition to provide you, and your guide to provide you with the answer. And I suggest to you take some time, you write it down, and see what's popping up, because we're always receiving messages every time. The more you tune in, the more you receive messages, and the more you can understand what is the next step you need to take. Maybe you need to ask someone to help you. Maybe you need to let go of something or someone. Maybe you need to make a big change. And even though if you're afraid, you know that change is necessary, and so you can start planning the change instead of making the change straight away. But you can start thinking, okay, so maybe I need to change house, maybe I need to change country, maybe I need to change job, or I need to let go of a relationship, whatever that could be. You can start to plan. Okay, so if I do this, if I start looking for a job now, as soon I love this, there are a lot of things that you can do in a way that serves you, rather than just acting on impulse and acting on fear, and then ending up again in a situation that it's not for you to be in. And then again, that pattern is again there. So then you can go through again, and maybe this time you do it differently. So if this is where you're at and you're resonating what I'm saying, feel free to reach out. I'd love to have a chat with you. And I'm going to leave the link to the discovery call with me. If you feel like, feel free to make a comment as well. If you're watching this on YouTube or wherever you're listening to this. And I'd love to hear from you and know where you're at. So, one of the things that you can do is, first of all, look at the way you think and you talk about yourself, your situation, people around you, because that makes a big difference. If you're in the negative part of your feelings and you continue to talk in a certain way, that's what you are attracting. So, reframe what you're thinking, how you're thinking and talking about certain things. That's really important. And then start to really tune into your heart and really um, ask your heart, ask your intuition, ask your body to tell you what needs to be released and how can you do that, because we are so powerful and you are so powerful, and I wish everybody understood this, and all the answers are within ourselves. And this year can only get better if we start to stay very much tuned into ourselves, and whatever you feel called to towards, please go. Like as I said to you, I feel called to work with the angels. They've been kind of showering me with information lately, and I've been like, okay, let me connect with you more. Tell me more. What do you need from me? And the moment I went there, I felt such peace and connection. Like I have quite a few things that are about to change in my life, and the last part of 2024 has been a little bit intense, and it's not necessarily been the way I had envisioned to be. And I know why, because there were some patterns that I needed to release. And now I'm like, okay, I know you've always been there. I feel you even more. So, okay, let's go. Let's do what is coming through, what is trying to emerge. There is obviously a big shift happening on a global level. So you're, as I said earlier, you're going to feel your intuition being more on point. You're going, if you're not connected to your intuition is going to start to give you messages. I got a call from a client the other day where she said to me that she has started dreaming things are actually happening in her life, and it's no longer about dreaming things and then go check with the spiritual meaning of this or that. It's more about, I dreamt this happened. So we all have our own ability to connect to our intuition, and it just like it this ability is going to deepen for all of us. So tune into that, whatever you feel called to, and however your intuition speaks to you. I really want you to start to trust what you're getting, and if you're not sure, write down the messages that you're receiving, and write down how you feel about it, and then see what happens. Because if the messages that you're receiving are things that actually then show up in your life, then there is a more confident to trust it. If you're someone that has been a little bit on the fence on that, the other thing that I feel is that what is coming through in this year is a lot more people are going to start to uh, enter mediumship. I just feel like our ancestors are really asking us to stay connected, to connect with us, because they have a lot to share. What I feel is about to happen is that because we are in this washing machine, if I may say that, where a lot of negativity is coming through and a lot of things are repeating from the past. Politically, globally, economically, I mean, we're going, a cycle is repeating, right? I feel like there is information coming from our ancestors that are kind of guiding us towards a better way to do this. They're guiding us towards a higher consciousness. They're guiding us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves so that we can really use our gifts to help and heal other people, the planet, the global, everything. So this is what I feel very strongly is coming through. So if some of you are feeling connected to your ancestors, please allow them to share with you all the messages that you need, because it's only for your good. And make sure you stay protected. because right now, as I said, there is a lot of energy moving, and the more you raise your vibration, the more you're going to annoy some of the people that want to stay in a lower vibration, and the more they're gonna try to project shit on you and hold you back. So stay protected. Call in your guides to help you stay protected, and make sure that you do things that allow you to clear out any negative energy. If you feel heavy, if you feel something is off, trust that feeling. And if you're able to do clearing, do it yourself. Otherwise, go work with someone, because this is really, really important. And if you feel like you need help, my one-off sessions, Soul Alchemy, which is a color therapy session where I'll help you to understand what is holding you back, and tune into your energy, and work with your personal colors. And human design readings are going to be available until the end of January. And then I am going to retire those offers for the moment, because, as I said, there is so much that is trying to emerge, and I don't want to be distracted. Um, so, if you want to have a little bit of help in moving through this energy, feel free to book your Soul Alchemy or Human Design reading. They are available until the 31st of January. And then I will just dive into what is coming through and come back at some point in spring for sure. Because, as I said, spring for me, it's the month where I feel like a surge of energy. So I will see you in spring. You can still work with me, as I said, on the 12 weeks program. You just have to message me, and I will explain everything. You can book a discovery call with me. We can go through it. There are ways to be in touch with me. Just go to my website, The Intuition Queen, or you can always message me on Instagram, The Intuition Queen. So if you're interested in one-off sessions, make sure you book this before the end of the month of January. Otherwise, get in touch with me for the 12 weeks program. And thank you so, so much for watching and listening, for having been with me for so long, or for having discovered me lately. Thank you for your support. I wish you an amazing 2025. I'll see you very soon, so don't worry about it. And thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
Your heart is
Ciao.
full and wanting more.